Alright, so a lot of people complained about Saber's outfit not being her armor and looking a little bit odd, but actually,
if you're a real Fate fan, you realize her outfit is just a slightly edited version of her first Ascension.
Look, I don't know about slightly edited, but it looks somewhat similar to her first Ascension, just a different shade of blue, shorter dress. You should know the vibe. When a heroic spirit is summoned, they adapt to whatever place they're summoned to. And is Saber's outfit not Honkai Star Rail-esque? Look, there's answers to things like these. It doesn't really matter. Saber looks good in everything, especially in my arms. I just died in your arms tonight. Shut up, bro. Who would ever serenade their parasocial fictitious love interest? Me.
If I want the holy grail, Saber, you know what I would do. I'd use my only wish. If I could be with you, cause if you faded away and I was left to stay, do you know what I would say? Oh, where's my Saber? I only fall for her heart, so let me save her. Let me please save Kimberly, don't be a stranger.
You can't spell Hoyoverse without verse, so it's time to start some trouble. It's time to start problems where there are none. Before you start crying about things, you gotta know that I'm a huge Fate fan. It's arguably my #1 favorite series. My YouTube is literally Saber Simp. I've been branded this way for at least 3 years now. Gilgamesh is my favorite character across all of fiction. Again, this has been known for years now. I'm no Fate hater, it'd be outlandish and there's no possible argument you could make to try and claim otherwise. But there are certain things in Fate I don't like. Karna, this guy's plot armor, the confusing timeline, Karna, how they made this guy so OP that he always has to lose in the dumbest ways, Karna. But I'm not here to nitpick the entirety of Fate. I'm here to nitpick this collab and tell you why it sucks. But what good is criticizing something if you can't offer a fix? So for every critique I make, I'm gonna add on a fix. Saber's outfit is perfectly fine. She's just as beautiful as the first day I saw her. If you want to fix her, then I guess you could make her dress longer how it usually is. That or just give her some armor plates and turn her into the Artoria that even the casuals know. Problem solved. Next up is the biggest and most glaring reason why this collab sucks. Archer Emiya. He did not just say that. Yes, I did. Across the Stay Night, Fate Unlimited Bladeworks is the one where Archer played his most prominent role, but it's also the route where he's the biggest idiot. Though I guess that's a product of being one of the focal characters. His fights suck. Hold on, his fights don't suck. He sucks in his fights. How he does what he does sucks. Just everything about him in Unlimited Bladeworks sucks. Even Honkai Star Rail knows he sucks. That's why they made him free. Nobody wants this guy for real. Saber is carrying this collab on her back. If this was Evansville Archer, I'd cut him some slack, but now Unlimited Bladeworks Archer Emiya, yeah, he sucks. And like I said, what good is criticizing something without being able to offer a fix? So modern problems require modern solutions. If Archer sucks, then get rid of him. You know who would have been better for this collab than Archer Emiya? And I'm completely indifferent to Sakura, but I'd take her over Archer Emiya any day. And are we kidding right now? We're not gonna add the GOAT of Fate, Gilgamesh? Look, if there are any 3 characters that everybody knows from Fate, regardless of if you've seen it or not, it's these 3. And this one added on. But they're not in Stay Night, so skedaddle. But even so, how out of 3 of Fate's most well-known characters did only one of them make the collab? You wanna fix what Archer Emiya almost ruined? Then get him out of here, man, and get one of them in. Or just get him out of here, that works too. If you couldn't tell, I really don't like Archer Emiya. Now as a D1 Saber Artoria enjoyer, everything about her is perfect. But you know what's not perfect? This Excalibur animation. But Blaze, what are you talking about? Her Excalibur animation is nearly perfect. Yeah, if this was a Fate Zero collab, this is an Unlimited Bladeworks collab, not Zero. Her animations and voice acting are chef's kiss for Fate Zero. So as you can see, this is clearly not an Unlimited Bladeworks collab, it's just a Fate IP collab overall. And since that's the case, get Archer Emiya out of here and bring a better character. Literally anybody. So how do you fix Saber's animation? Well, there's nothing about the animation that needs to get fixed. If you want to save this collab, just admit that it's not an Unlimited Bladeworks collab and it's just a Fate collab. Simple, right? And the last thing I'm gonna complain about is something I really don't care about. You know what? Everything I've complained about in this video, I could not care less about. But the one final thing that I can slightly understand why people are upset about. Neither of the collab characters being Remembrance. Listen, I personally just said I don't care at all. though, but I can understand why some people are upset. You take a series with an emphasis on summons and then don't make them summons in the game. It's a double-edged sword in my opinion. On the one hand, having summons would mean that Archer Emiya isn't actually a character but is instead a summon. That's good. And so that would make his master the actual character. Also good. I can get behind this because I love her, I don't like him. But then of course every action has an equal opposite reaction. So now Saber would be locked as a summon. Bad. Behind this bum, even worse, because this bum is 100 times worse than Archer Emiya. So yeah, I'm personally fine with them not being summons. If we want to make Archer Emiya a summon and just leave Saber as is, I'm also perfectly fine with that. That would be great. So how do you all feel about this upcoming Honkai Star Rail and Fate collab? What other non-issues do you think are issues here? I'm so excited. Saber is coming and so am I.